Hi everyone! Since Christmas is fast approaching, I thought for this video we could do a little cozy chat about Slovenian Christmas traditions, because I'm Slovenian and I celebrate Christmas. Whether you celebrate this holiday or not, you can tell me all about your Christmas, holiday, December traditions in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. I know I have subscribers from a lot of different parts of the world. A lot of you are American, so yeah, feel free to drop down how you celebrate Christmas if you do, or if you have any kind of family or religious traditions. Grab a cup of tea, hot chocolate, grab a snack, and let's go over a couple of things we typically do in Slovenia during this holiday, at least in our household. Let's actually start with something that comes way before Christmas, in the beginning of December, and that is St. Nicholas Day. This holiday is typically celebrated on December 6th. Some might celebrate it on December 5th in the evening. How exactly you celebrate this holiday will probably depend on how religious you are, but typically it's mostly aimed at children. They get little presents, not as grand as for Christmas. It's mostly like food and snacks, dried fruits, nuts, clementines. Also popular are those Father Christmas or Saint Nick shaped chocolates. I'll put a picture here for reference. I do remember celebrating it in kindergarten. They threw this little party at the local theater hall, and it was for kids and families, so it wasn't just the kindergartners, it was their families as well. They basically had children come up to the stage and they would pick up their little goodie bag of presents. Now, speaking of good and bad, creatures that typically accompany Saint Nicholas are in Slovenia called Parkeljni, or you will probably know them as Krampuses. I don't even know which accent I should use. Krampus sounds more ominous, and they are very ominous. I'm pretty sure every European kid has some sort of traumatic memory involving these guys. So what Krampuses are supposed to be is these devil-like creatures with long tongues and horns, and they come and they beat naughty little children with wooden sticks. Very fun. So the idea is that the good kids get presents from St. Nicholas, and the bad children get a beating from the Krampus. I too have a traumatic memory with a Krampus, a Parkel. So my grandpa, when I was little, dressed up in this all-black outfit. I don't know if he had like a mask or horns, I don't remember, because I was too traumatized. And he went out, when it got dark, he went onto the balcony, and then he started banging against the window, and the rest of my family were in on it, of course, and they were like, "Oh, Lana, look, someone's looking for you. Is it a Parkel?" Literally traumatizing. I still cannot, as soon as it gets dark outside, I have to turn the blinds down, because if I don't, when it's dark and I can see through the window, I just feel like someone's gonna go. Okay, but enough about Parkeljni. Let's talk Christmas food. What do we eat around Christmas time in Slovenia? Well, one of the popular foods is Potica. It's a rolled pastry, it's sweet yeast dough. It's usually filled with walnuts, but it can be different fillings. It can also be poppy seeds or hazelnuts. Different versions are possible, but the traditional one is with walnuts. From my personal experience, Potica is a type of dessert that Slovenian grandmothers like to make throughout the year for various occasions, not just Christmas. It's also popular during Easter, and so each family tends to have their own little secret recipe, or maybe like little different ways how they prepare it, how they roll it, what's the ratio between the filling and the dough. Some might add a little bit of rum into the mix, into the walnut filling, which is very delicious. But yeah, it's a matter of pride to be able to make a good potica. Another Christmas tradition are wreaths, and these are of course far from unique to Slovenia only. Yeah, it's a wreath that you hang on your door, or there's also an Advent wreath, and that is a little bit more connected to religion, in my opinion or in my experience. Advent wreaths, you put them on the table, and they have 4 candles, and each candle is lit up on the 4 Sundays leading up to Christmas. So each Advent Sunday you light up 1 candle. But again, depending on how religious you are, there may be more religious traditions connected to the wreath. Okay, but what about Christmas trees? Of course, we make Christmas trees in Slovenia. I'm actually not sure if there's a consensus on when exactly you're supposed to put up the Christmas tree. I've heard different families do different things. Some people do it sooner, others right before Christmas. In our house, I always like decorating the Christmas tree with as many family members as possible, just because it's more fun that way and it's a nice little activity to be doing. Also, I have a deep love for tacky Christmas, and well, maybe not necessarily tacky, but just colorful. You know those Christmas trees that are thematic, like you make a white and blue theme, or gold and red theme, or beige, 50 Shades of Beige. Don't get me wrong, those can look nice, those can look classy, but there's just nothing quite like a tacky, colorful Christmas tree with a bunch of old and new ornaments of different shapes and sizes and with different backstories too. We have a bunch of ornaments in our family that were collected throughout the years, some that are older than me, some that I bought, for example, when I was in Austria or in Switzerland. Just makes the thing more interesting, doesn't it? When each ornament is kind of special. In Slovenia, underneath the Christmas tree, we put the presents, but also the nativity scene. Usually in churches, you are also able to see slightly more elaborate nativity scenes. They might use real moss, slightly bigger figurines, really make a huge nativity scene with real water and lights and everything. Also, in places like the Postojna cave, they often have real life nativity scenes, so it's like real people depicting the nativity. I've personally never seen those types of scenes yet, but I hear they're pretty awesome. Now, those who are more religious will also typically go to the evening mass on the 24th, and then there will typically be a lunch on the 25th. Now, in our family, we were never too strict with when exactly we celebrated Christmas. We either had lunch or dinner on either the 24th or the 25th. It kind of depended on when we were able to get together, because sometimes, people were working. Usually, people have these days off in Slovenia, but not for all jobs. Otherwise, at least the way we always celebrated it, Christmas was usually the time for friends, family, little get-togethers, for good food, and generally for relaxing and enjoying the time with your loved ones. Now, as I mentioned, there may be lunches or dinners that people have, or maybe like little parties. Also, what people like to do as an activity is they go to, that's in the beginning of December, they go to Ljubljana, our capital, where there is the traditional switching on the Christmas lights. So everything is nice and lit up and decorated, and yeah, people like to go there. I would say that the consumerist mindset during Christmas time is getting more and more prevalent, but I like to think that we still try to keep it more low-key and hold the real values at the center during Christmas in Slovenia. Let me know how you celebrate Christmas, if you do, if you have any traditions or things you like to do during this time of the year. I'll probably see you one more video this year, we'll see if I have something to talk about. If not, then in January, but either way, I wish you happy holidays, however you may spend them. Take care, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.